and things they need to replace and fill that gap. And this is why I will say when the Bedouin come to Medina, no one will be able to distinguish Muhammad between of his dress, for instance. They will ask, Man minkum Muhammad? Because Muhammad really is one of them, and you cannot distinguish Muhammad through the type of ritual or the dress that our scholars try to make available today. Or they put when they talk what they religion. And I will push it more than that. Islam is the only religion that was able to use the language to call for their prayer. And the language, if you like, also is the highest level that distinguishes human being from other creatures. Even for people that do not believe, in if you like, the superiority of human being, they can see that the language itself and the articulation of the language, this is what distinguishes really, and it's a landmark, if you like. You can see the difference between human being and the other creature. But to use the language also, it means it's a level of understanding of the message you try to convey to the world. This is why I can study as-salat and the message itself, and I can see the whole project. I can see the prototype that the prophecy at its seal, if you like, on its, the sealing of the prophecy, try to convey to the human being through the language and through the new, if you like, ritual. As we said other time, Salat was there in Mecca. The Quran was able to say, فَوَيْلُ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. But Salat, it was muka wa tasdiya. It was just, they don't know what they are doing. It's more than that. It was a tool to chain human being and to help to keep the status quo, really to free human being. So this is why when we want to try to understand these concepts, also we should use Al-Quran as reference. They are different what we learn, as we saw last time at Deen, and Deen really is different than what we was taught. But the same thing is the revelation itself. When I see the revelation within Al-Quran, the Quran never talk about the revelation as is something related only to Muslim. It's not even talking about revelation as something related to the human being or the human race. The revelation is what I call universal concept. There is a lot of universal concept. Of them, the revelation. أوحى في كل سماء أمرها. أوحى ربك إلى النحل. Don't think that the other creation, they don't have revelation. But the nature of their revelation is different. The revelation for the human being is a book because of this idea of freedom, the idea of amana. So this is why the revelation cannot replace my work, and also cannot play against my work. The same thing for the universe. Universe cannot replace my work to make my life possible. However, I can die hunger if you like, in this universe, if I don't know how to ask my questions and to get the things I need to make my life possible. The same thing, the revelation as a reference cannot, if you like, play. I don't like to really use the word play, but because qama or aqam is stand, if you like, stand, establish or stand for my role, or facilitate. cannot really be myself, if you like. The revelation is there to help me, but also I need to have that ability to extract what I need as a religion for my life, that give meaning to my actions. Though this is why what I reach as a religion using the reference, it's not the reference itself, and this is a big issue nowadays in the Muslim world. This issue was before resolved through the continuity of the prophecy that does not belong, according to the Quran, to any nations. So this is why the Quran freed, if you like, the prophecy itself to belong to any nation, but it belongs really to the human being as human being. ما خلا في قرية من نذير. And even what was in the Quran, it wasn't really the real number, if you like, because منهم من لم نقصص عليه. But the prophecy here is also seen as not universal, if you like, but it's something, a phenomenon within the human being society. And the prophecy and its continuity before the seal of the prophecy was there to free us from the religion when it becomes tough. So there's two levels. Even in the Quran talk about two levels. There's what we call Nabi and what we call messengers. Nabi is still able to get what we need using the same reference. However, prophet or messengers, if you like, the available reference itself is no longer able to answer a new era challenges till the perfection of the prophecy when happened at the time of the perfection of the revelation. And this is why the perfection of the revelation will be used as reference to extract what we need as religion. And we need to distinguish between these two things. And we are, as Muslims, the most responsible people because we inherited the responsibility of the prophecy and the perfection of the revelation itself. That means the perfection of the reference of the meaning. And this is why nowadays, if we insist that what we inherit as culture or as religion or as school of thought is the religion, we are going nowhere. It's very interesting. If we talk about Surah Al-Fil itself and try to understand the message the Quran is trying to convey to us, it starts with the idea أَلَمْ تَرَى كَيْفَ, the question, and we have to answer that question. It's very, very interesting. And at that era also, when the Quran says أَرْسَلَ عَلَيْهِمْ طَيْرًا أَبَابِيلَ تَرْمِيهِمْ بِحِجَارَةٍ مِّن سِجِّيلٍ, Quraysh, if you like, or the surrounding Arabs, kept asking Muhammad to produce something what we call today miracle. But the Quran was not even interested to provide that. The idea of Alam Tara Kaifa, it's also new era. A new era of understanding. New era to approach the truth. And this is also very interesting. When the Quran will use the concept, he will never use the concept of mu'jiza. There is no mu'jiza in the Quran. There is no such thing. There is ayah kubra. The Quran will use two concepts. Use the idea of ayah that is everywhere in the Quran,